Good morning, everyone. Uh, Pray that everyone had a wonderful Mother's Day on yesterday. Um, it's just good to be with family uh, and just loved ones, friends, uh, just sharing such special moments in a special day. So I really pray that everyone enjoyed their Mother's Day. And on last week, I was out, uh, dealing with health issues, but that's okay. I'm getting better. I'm going to say that I'm getting better, and we all have to continue to pray for one another, in our strengths, because sometimes our strength is small. We don't have as much as sometimes we would like to have, but thank God for putting people around us who can help us in the times of our weakness. No matter what it is, whether it's your health or just going through things in life. And sometimes we're not as strong as we want to be, but we thank God that He gives us another day of strength, another day of hope, another day of getting up and doing that next thing in life. So on this morning, I just wanted to stop in and just talk to you a little bit about just stay encouraged no matter what you do, no matter what you're going through. Stay encouraged. Be encouraged. However you want to term that is the fact what I'm saying to you this morning. Everybody is going through something. Everybody is dealing with something. And we have got to learn how to be patient with others, how to just celebrate life with others, to learn how to just love people just because. You don't have to have a reason. Just learn to love people because you never know what people are going through. A lot of times we'll sit and we'll judge someone. We have not a clue that that person is on edge. We have not a clue that that person just wants somebody to tell them that everything's going to be all right. We don't have that clue because we stand back and we don't try to understand that person. Because it's easier to judge someone than it is to help them for a lot of people. A lot of people, they've been doing that so long in their life, is just judging someone else. And sometimes the people that you judge is the people that God put there to help you. Sometimes those people are put there just to show you how blessed you are and that you should stop complaining. Our kids do that. Young kids, I don't care how much you can do for them sometimes. They still find something to complain about. But as they grow up in life, they start seeing that, oh, what mom and daddy said they was right. That was true. Everybody has to grow to that point. And a lot of us, as adults, some of us haven't grown to that point. Still 40, 50, 60 years old. We're quick to criticize without even checking in to see what might be going on with that person. I saw something the other day said to keep calm. It was a little book that my granddaughter has. And my daughter told me that she likes to read it. It says, keep calm and pray. And you know what? That's some advice for all of us. Keep calm and pray to the best of your ability. And not just pray for yourself. Pray for other people. I'm telling you, some people around you are just hanging on by a thread. Some people around you, They ready to just give up. So what I'm saying this morning, stop judging people. Stop criticizing people. Stop comparing yourself to people. Trying to compete with people. You have no clue what that person is going through. You have no clue what that person is facing in life. You just, at this moment in time, we've all been to that point that we should understand going through this pandemic. We're at the tail end of it now. We're not out completely, but we are at the tail end of it. And you know what? Sometimes the tail end of a storm is the roughest part. Of every storm, you just watch. The tail end of a storm is the roughest part. Even though we're coming out of this pandemic, there's still some roughness to it. I was talking with a friend of mine over the weekend, and we were talking about, how sometimes when we're in competition with people and we're doing things or however we choose to compete, and we watch and we say things about people that's totally untrue. My question to her was, and she's also my technical director, why is it that people can find so much time, even in the times that we right now we're in, to compete with other people? Right now, and everything that everybody's going through. And so we got on the subject because I made the comment and said, you know what? So funny about when people compete with people that they don't even know what them people going through. They don't even know what it takes for them people to operate in life. What they don't understand, and here's a concept. Coca-Cola don't care nothing about what Pepsi do. Coca-Cola doesn't care nothing about what Pepsi does. Dish, they don't care about what Xfinity do, because they're doing their own thing. They're using their own strategy. Why do we, as human beings, feel that it's so necessary to be so concerned about what somebody else do, when God made you uniquely? When he made you, he broke the mold. And you know what? If you are Coca-Cola, if you represent what you're doing as Coca-Cola, and somebody else represent what they're doing is Pepsi, you don't have nothing to do with what they're doing. Because Coca-Cola in real life does not worry about what Pepsi is doing. That's none of their business. They promote their product, and Pepsi promote their product. They're trying to grow their company, and Pepsi is trying to grow their company. Because everybody has a goal that they're trying to reach. Everybody has a purpose. And that purpose and that vision is theirs. And so my friend said to me, and it added on to the conversation of how when she worked for a large tech company. And she was the trainer in this company. And she said, here's the thing. When I was training others, it didn't matter how the conversation ended up at the end. The only thing that mattered was the fact that you never mentioned another tech company. You never mentioned another tech company in your training. And she worked for a huge tech company. You never, even when somebody calls into that company and complain about that company and saying that I'm going to go over to this other company because y'all are just, things that people say. Even at that point, one-on-one with a customer, they were not allowed to say anything during that conversation about another company. Because you know why? And she made this clear to me. Because anytime you say something for or against that other company, you are marketing that company. Hear me closely this morning. Anytime that you are saying something, whether it's good or bad, about another company to somebody, you are marketing that company. So in her career, that part of her career, she said that taught her something, no matter where she worked after that, to never say anything against the company that you are working for or the company that has doing their own thing and they have their own goals. Because all you would be doing is marketing them. You might say, well, how does that relate to what I'm saying this morning? See, sometimes you're doing stuff and you're saying stuff about people because you don't feel like they're operating in life as well as you think they ought to be operating. Or they're doing something and you're upset about it. And you might not even know why, but you're critical of them. So guess what? You're marketing that person, whether you say something good or you say something bad. You are marketing that person because something my late husband told me. He said, when people talk about you, they have no clue that they're marketing you. Because people will say, I'm going to go see if Electra is really like that. I'm going to go see, I'm just going to observe her. And I just stick my name in there because it's me that's talking this morning. And people, so many people have marketed me, and it haven't always been in a good way. It haven't always been a positive thing. But there are people who are marketing you and you don't even know it. And let me tell you, it's not always good. What people have to say about you is not always good. But that's okay. Because remember what I said. It's none of your business how they feel about you. It's none of your business. It's none of Coca-Cola's business what type of profit that Pepsi trying to make. That's Pepsi's business. Just like your business is your business. What I'm saying this morning, let us all watch how we treat one another. We don't have a clue what people going through. We don't have not one clue. Some people looking at you right now. Some people talking to you right now. Right now. And they on the brink of throwing in the towel of life. And you think they competing with you because you competing with them. You never know in life. And I don't know why God lays things on my heart like he does. I just speak it out when he does. Lay things on my heart. Because evidently somebody needs it. And I believe in competition. When he touches my heart on competition, to say that because he know that this world is growing through social media. A lot of people are online now, doing things, trying to reach out to people, whether it's ministers, church groups, people singly doing things like myself, sharing words of encouragement and inspiration. People are creating food channels. People are just creating things to sell their products. And this is a huge world. And it's enough room for everybody to do something. It really is. It's enough room for you. If you making music, it's enough room for more than one person to make music. It's enough room for more than one person to share a sermon. It's enough room for more than one person to sell their products, clothing. My daughter sells juices. She also has a spa service. It's enough room. It's a lot of people doing that. It's a lot of people doing so many things. Some people then got into the travel agency, which the cruise line is getting ready to open back up. But here's what I'm saying. It's a lot of people doing a lot of things, and there's an enormous amount of competition. But what I'm saying to you this morning, focus on what you are doing. Be proud of what you are doing. Relish in what you are doing. My grandson, he makes shirts. My nephew makes shirts. But it's a lot of people out here making shirts. Do you understand what I'm saying this morning? There's so much out here. People are sharing their talents. So in this competition thing, yes, it's a lot of people. You are up against a lot of people. I'm up against a lot of people. But you know what God said? Laid on my heart. This is what he laid on my heart. As I was meditating. Hey, Electra, what you doing is what you doing. You don't have nothing to do with what somebody else doing. You just keep listening to me. And no, everybody's not going to enjoy what you offering. You just listen to me. You keep doing things my way, and you don't get in front of me. Because you know what? When you get in front of me, you're going to start competing with others. And I need to use your voice to tell you not to do that, but to tell it to other people. Because I've put in you what I've put in you, and I've put in them what I've put in them. And then I'm laying there looking at a commercial, and then I see another commercial, and it comes to my heart's mind, to say, Coca-Cola don't care nothing about what Pepsi do. Dish, they don't care nothing about what Xfinity do. And you know what? We need to stop worrying about what somebody else do. Focus on what you're supposed to be doing. Focus on what you are offering. Because every time you open your mouth and say something to or about somebody, you marketing that person for free. You, whether you know it or not, are marketing that person. You're going to help that person to grow and don't even know it. So I'm saying to you in this morning, whatever you're doing, be inspired and encouraged. You don't have to be in competition with nobody else. You building your own table. Be proud of it. Be very proud of what you're doing. Whatever you're doing right now, be proud of it. And don't tear yourself down trying to outdo others. Because God put in them what he put in them, and he put in you what he put in you. And there's nothing that nobody can do about it. Nothing. Whenever God say, this is it, this is the end of my vision for you on that particular project, then that's it. That's how I see myself. I'm not saying everybody else have to see themselves in that manner, but that's how I view what I do. Whenever God says, that's it. That's it. It's nothing else I can do. That's it for Morning Talks. That's it for your podcast. When God says that, it's nothing else that I can do. Because he'll stop giving me what I need to do it. But until he does that, I'm going to keep doing what God has given me strength and the ability to do. And this is something that I truly believe in life. Don't never, ever get in front of God. That's my concept about life. Don't never get in front of God. Because every time you get in front of him, you're going to lose. You're going to lose. You be thinking you cutting up, and God say, no, because you're not even listening to me anymore. You just doing what you want to do. You're not doing what I told you to do. And I so often go to God with my hands open and praying and talking to him and asking him, God, what is my next step? What am I supposed to do? You brought me into this because I'm listening for your directives. Because the natural me can't do this on my own. I have to have you. I'm telling you, it's important. It's important that we all learn to enjoy and celebrate others. Celebrate somebody else. Celebrate our young people. They're getting out here. They're doing lots of things. Celebrate with them. As much time as we spend criticizing them when they're not doing the right thing, we need to take that same energy when they're trying to do something and encourage them. Because they can't operate in a space like you can, because first of all, they don't have the finances to do it. Second of all, they need some directions. And so what if they don't listen to everything right now that you are saying? Believe me, they hear you. Just like you heard your mom and dad when they were trying to tell you things. You didn't always go along with it. And you gave them some pushback as well. But they never gave up on you. So let's not give up on our young people. If they're trying to do something, see what you can do to try to help them. Outside of criticizing. Something I've noticed by, I work in the college system. And I'm telling you, a lot of these kids come to me and they're not hurt by strangers. They're hurt by family members. People that say things that just make me cringe when I hear the kids say it. It makes me cringe. And in their mind, I'm trying and I'm doing my best. And this is all I know. And see, me, I don't talk against parents because I'm a parent. I'm a parent. I never have talked against parents. What I will find myself doing is let's sit down and maybe see another way in which you can communicate. Because maybe you're not communicating what you're trying to say right. Maybe you're being too aggressive. And some of them was, I don't know how to get those words out. I don't know how to talk to my mom. I don't know how to talk to my dad. I don't know. And I will start talking to them and say, well, let's try this. The way that you said that, let's say it this way. Because you have to remember, parents got a lot of things going on too. See, because I understand being a parent. And I understand getting frustrated sometimes. But I also understand that you can't give up on your kids. You can't just sit around and judge them all the time and tell them all the negative things that you see. You got to feed their souls. You can't sit up and tell them all the time what somebody else's child is doing and you wish that they would do that. But what you can do, because right there, you in competition with somebody else's child and you don't even know it. So you can tell your own child, I know you have strengths and capabilities. I see that in you. Why don't we just sit down probably sometime during the week and talk about some things? We got a lot of kids getting ready to come out of high school now. They're getting ready to go to college. You know what the greatest gift you can give them? A conversation. I'm talking about a real conversation, not a conversation in passing. I'm talking about taking them somewhere, just you and them, sitting down, having a bite to eat, and just picking their brains and talk to them. They want to hear from you. They want to hear. And guess what? Whether your child is going off or your child is staying at home and going to college locally, it's nothing wrong with it either way. Because your child is not in competition with somebody else's child. Your child is just trying to go to that next level. And I'm telling you honestly, whatever they're trying to do, in order for you not to lose them along the way, get behind them. Talk to them. Realize that gift that you have for them, that gift that you have for communication with them is so important. They need that. They need that conversation. They need for you to check in on them. And why don't we start doing it now? Because all of us need somebody to check in on us. Just like people suffering loss of family members. I'm serious. We need to check in on them. Because we know what loss feels like. And when loss happens, a few of my viewers have had recent losses. Check in on people. See how they doing. Check in on their hearts. Check in. Talk to people. Stop being so critical. Stop competing. Stop acting as though my world is all right, so everybody's world should be all right, because everybody's world is not all right now. There's some things going on. There are lots of things going on. And what I'm saying to you this morning, switch lanes in your mentality, of your views of others. You have no clue of what is taking people just to live from day to day, just to hold on to that glimpse of hope, just to hold on and not give up, just to step out on faith. You don't know what is taking people to do that every day. You might have the finances, but I can guarantee you there are so many out there who don't. And guess what? Everything you got don't belong to you. Some of the stuff that God gave to you was to help somebody else. See, some of that money that you making, all of that money not yours. Because if you don't have enough to help somebody else, then take a look at yourself. Take a look at yourself. I have asked God to always keep me in a position to where I can help somebody else. And it don't always mean money. Sometimes it just means in a position to where he lays things on my heart to be able to share with somebody else. Sometimes people need to hear what you got to say. They not looking for your money. They looking for some words from you. Sometimes your kids not looking for money. They looking for some caring words from you. Sometimes some of them other loved ones in your family, they not looking for no money. They just looking for some words of inspiration from you. They looking for someone with a listening ear, someone who got some time to give them. It's not always money. See, we running from people because we think they want some money. They just want somebody to listen to them. That's all. That's all. Somebody to tell them it's going to be okay. From what you've shared with me, it's going to be okay. See, we got to learn how to give some outside money. Give somebody some hope. Give somebody your ear, your listening ear. Share your love with somebody. Tell them you can get through this. It might take a little bit. You gonna get through this. Tell somebody else you can smile now. You can smile because you woke up this morning. You can smile now. You can smile because you can breathe on your own. You can smile now. You can smile because you still have your vision. You still have your hearing. You still have the use of your limbs. You can smile now. And because you got all of that, there is hope. There is hope. You don't have to look around and see how well somebody else is doing. Because you aren't in competition with nobody. You might not have a mansion, but you do have a warm place that you can go and lay your head when it's cold outside, when it's raining outside. You can get in some coolness. You can turn on your air. You turn on your fan when it's too hot outside. You still got hope. There's still hope. I pray that somebody can hear what I'm trying to say on this morning and share with you this morning. Don't give up. Don't give up. Somebody dealing with loneliness this morning. Don't give up. You know what? If you lonely, get out of that house. Get in your automobile or whatever form of transportation. Even if it's just your legs and your feet, use that to just take a walk or take a ride. If you lonely, get out and break away from that mindset. God say, I've given you so much to work with. Get off the sideline. Listen to my voice. I have so much I want to do for you. I want so much for you to hear my voice. I want that so much. And you listening to everybody because you've forgotten about me. You thinking other people turn their back on you? Some people just going through some stuff. Some people just going through some stuff. They haven't forgotten about you. They haven't turned their back on you. They don't think they better than you. They just going through some stuff. That's it. You thinking one thing and them people going through some stuff. And you know what? When you see them the next time, the Lord gonna fix it in a way. You gonna run into them somehow. Some way you gonna run into somebody that you think they just turned their back on you, and they're gonna share with you. They've been going through some stuff. They've been trying to make it through some stuff. You sitting over there criticizing them, and they just trying to go through. They just trying to make it through. They kind of, trying to hold it all together. And instead of you praying, and instead of you checking in, you sitting on the sidelines and you passing judgments. And I'm telling you, I know God didn't lay this on my heart for no reason at all to share. Some of us are guilty of that. We're guilty of that. Prejudging people. People are going through things. You guys, people are going through stuff. People just trying to hold on. They just trying to hold on. So, overall this morning, what God is saying to both me and you, don't get in competition with nobody. You don't have a clue what it's taking for them people to hold on. And people who are in competition with you, guess what? They don't have a clue of what's going on. They don't have a clue of what it's taking to get you up day after day and going. To say, I'm going to make it through this day. No matter what it takes. I'm going to make it through. They don't have a clue. They don't have a clue of those tears that you shed last night. They don't have a clue about that. They don't have a clue about how you laid there and talked to God last night. They don't have a clue. They don't have a clue how you've been up all night praying for your children. They don't have a clue. They don't have a clue how you've been praying that death don't knock on your door. They don't have a clue. But God knows. So what God laid on my heart to share this morning, get out of this mindset of competition. Get out of this mindset of competition. Because you don't have nothing to do with what somebody else is doing. You just do what I told you to do. You just seek my face. You just listen to me and don't get in the front of me. because I got a message for everybody. I have a message for everybody. And God is not ashamed of his message. God is not ashamed of his love for you. God is not ashamed of what he's doing in your life. God is not ashamed of the inspiration that he pours into you. He's not ashamed of that. You know why? Because he loves you like that. He loves you. No matter how small of a deal or how big of a deal that you think something is in your life, you keep this in mind. God knows all about it. He knows all about it. He knows all about it. And guess what? I'm going to say this, and I want you to please remember this. Just like Coca-Cola don't care nothing about what Pepsi do, you shouldn't care nothing about what somebody else does. You just sell your products, whatever it is. You sell your talent, whatever it is. In other words, you grow in your gifts, whatever they are. And you let other people grow in their gifts, whatever they are. Whatever they are. And I'm going to go back to what my friend Jacqueline told me when we were having that conversation. And she was a trainer for that huge company she worked for. One thing about it, no matter what you did, you never mentioned any outside company in your training or when you were on the phone with a customer. And I'm saying that to you this morning. Whatever your brand is your company. Your brand represents you, whatever it is. See, Electra James Inspirational Talks, I don't have nothing to do with anybody else's podcast. I need to focus on mine. I'm not in competition with nobody else. Whatever your brand is, you focus on it. Whatever your gift is, you focus on it. And stop putting other people down. Because you don't have nothing to do with nobody else. And when we start doing that, our kids will see. And our grandkids, just through the lineage, will get in their minds. And they'll keep that there. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. Whatever God bless me to do, I'm going to do that. And I don't have nothing to do with what and how somebody else does their thing. Because whether it's good or bad, you marketing that person. And God say, that's the time you ought to spend listening to me. Don't you never, ever, ever get in front of God. That's my concept about life, whatever I do. In my morning talks, I don't want to get in front of God. And on my podcast, I don't want to get in front of God. In just my everyday living, I don't want to get in front of God. And I'm saying to you, as long as you don't get in front of God, he going to take you to a greater level. And it don't matter how nobody else feels about it. Because God said he going to bless you anyway. He don't care how Satan feels about it. He going to bless you anyway. Okay? So y'all have a wonderful day. The most wonderful day that you can have. I got to go to work today. So, I have a very demanding job. And so it's getting into summer. And so summertime is very demanding because we're not only trying to get people ready for summer, we're trying to get them ready for the next academic year as well. So it's a lot going on with me with that too. But you know what? God is in the middle of it all. And you know what he's saying to me? You just keep going, girl. I got you. I feel like God is saying that to so many of us today. Girl, you keep going. Say that to yourself. Just imagine God saying that to you. Girl, you keep going. I got you. I got you. I love you guys. And I thank God for each and every one of you for just taking our time to listen to me in the mornings. I do have a few health things going on, but I'm dealing with them. And God is looking over me and watching over me. But God hasn't told me to sit down, so I just keep going. I am I'm feeling better. I think everyone who told me about the things that I needed, something I could take, and I am taking it, the B12 for my energy now, and it's coming back up. So I thank everybody for that. I thank everybody for your caring hearts. And you know what? I know I say this all the time, but I don't never want you to ever forget this. I'm so grateful for you as my viewers. It really touches my heart that I have people that want to hear what I'm saying. Because I'm not just saying things just to say them. I say them as God laid them on my heart. And you know, I always tell y'all, the most valuable gift in the world is time. So y'all giving me y'all's time just to listen to little old me. To listen to little old me. To share in the mornings. Words that I pray that inspire you and encourage you to go a little bit further. I thank God for you. I really do. I thank God for each and every one of you. Because you don't have to give me your time. You don't have to give me none of your time. But just as much as I pray that I encourage you guys, y'all just don't know how y'all encourage me and inspire me. God never used a lot of people to do anything. He didn't. He never used a lot of people to do anything. So you know what? Anything that you do, remember this. Remember this. God said, whatever I gave you, I gave it to you. I don't have to use a lot of people with what I gave you. That gift I gave you, I gave it to you. I gave it to you. You use it. You enjoy it. You relish in it. You be bold in it. You love it because I gave it to you. Isn't that something? You were so special to God. He singled out a gift and gave it to you. You were that special to him. He gave you a gift that means so much to you, to him, that you can use. And he said, you don't have to compete because I gave that gift to you. You don't have to compete with nobody. Say that to yourself. I'm going to say it to myself. I, Electra James, don't have to compete with nobody because God gave me this gift. And you should say that to yourself. I want you to say that to yourself. And you know what? When you say things to yourself like that, it encourages you. It inspires you. And I tell you what, it makes my heart happy when I see women and men, young women, young men. I mean, when I see you doing these wonderful things in life, it just warms my heart. It really does. It really does. It really does. Because it tells me there is still life in this world. There are still people out here trying to make a difference. There are still people using their talents that they have. Because you know what? They know that that talent counts. And you know why that talent counts? Because God gave it to you. And you don't have to compete with nobody. Just do what you do and keep moving. Because there's enough room in this world for everybody. Okay? I pray to God that this morning, this inspirational talk really inspires you, and it gives you the push to keep going, keep pushing. Because God say, girl, you got this. You got this. You really got this. You know why you got it? Because I'm with you. I thank God for each and every one of you. And I thank God that I'm feeling better. Thank you so much. And I do want to make some announcements right quick before I get off. I want to make the announcement that on tomorrow night, Jacqueline's Life Well Lived, her YouTube channel, she's talking about preparing for college. So she had the 7-week writing session, and so now she's doing preparing for college. So tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. It's very interesting. On last week, her sessions are interesting because she used to be an instructor as well, so she knows how to get that those points across that kids really need, especially those going off to college. But you can utilize it the way that she shares her information. You can utilize it at any level in education. So, but we know that is really crucial right now for our college students who are coming out to get this information. And you can also go to her YouTube channel, Jacqueline's Life Well Lived, and listen to those videos. That's the first thing. And the second announcement that I have is that this Wednesday night, I'm going to have Miss Ethel Mae Montgomery, and she's going to talk about aging. I'm excited about that. I think so many of, I'm going to say myself, I know I need to hear that because I'm aging. I'm not old, but I'm aging. I'm getting older like many of us are. So anyways, she's going to share her life story. And I think it's going to be awesome. I would love for you to tune in at 6 o'clock on my podcast, Electra James Inspirational Talks, on Wednesday night at 6 o'clock. Come out and join us online, through the podcast, YouTube. That's what it really is. So I always say this because this is how God gave it to me. I have a podcast that's connected to a broadcast with a purpose. Okay? I have a podcast that's connected to a broadcast with a purpose. And I'm going to say this also on this morning, since I have moms and grandmas on here this morning. Look, on my podcast, I welcome 0 to 100. If you or your children, I don't care how old they are. My little nephew, he's 10. He wants to come on and talk about his business where he sells, he has little candy machines that's set up. And so he's excited about it. I'm excited about it. So we're trying to get a date together for him. But look here, I want these young people right now to tell their stories. I don't care if they 10 or 12 or 15 or whatever their ages are. My podcast welcomes 0 to 100. And plus, if you got a story, I want you to come on and talk about it. And I know some young men and some young ladies who I want them to come on and speak to the world about what they're doing. This is our future. They are our future. And we ought to get behind them because look here, it don't matter if they 10 trying to do something. It don't matter if they 12, 13, 15, whatever their ages are of youth. Let's get them out there so that they can put this shyness behind them. Because I'm going to tell you, once they start talking, you guys are going to see how they're going to grow. Okay? So I'm going to get off of here. You guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you on tomorrow morning. I love you guys. Bye-bye.